Welcome to Senior High School Math Series. Let us have compounding more than once a year under General Mathematics Quarter 2 Week 2 based on Curriculum Implementation and Learning Management Matrix for K-12's most essential learning competencies. Here are our learning competencies: computes interest, maturity value, future value, and present value in compound interest environment. Solves problems involving compound interest. Before we continue, let us ponder on this. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. This is by Albert Einstein. Let us begin with some important terms. Frequency of conversion. In our computation, we're going to use the variable m as representation. This is the number of conversion periods in 1 year. Conversion or interest period. This is the time between successive conversions of interest. Total number of conversion periods. In the computations, we're going to use the variable n. This is equal to the product m times t, where m is the frequency of conversion and t is the time in years. Nominal rate. This is I superscript m, where m is the frequency of conversion. This is the annual rate of interest. Rate of interest for each conversion period. This is J, which is equal to I superscript m over m. That is annual rate of interest divided by frequency of conversion. Here are some notes on rate notation: R, I superscript m, and J. In the previous discussion, R was used to denote the interest rate. Now that an interest rate can refer to two rates, either nominal or rate per conversion period, the symbols I superscript m and J will be used instead. Let us introduce the lesson with this situation. Given a principal of 10,000 pesos, which of the following options will yield greater interest after 5 years? Option A, earn an annual interest rate of 2% at the end of the year. Option B, earn an annual rate of 2% in two portions, 1% after 6 months and another 1% after another 6 months. Let us begin with option A. Let T be the time in years. And for our future value, we will use P is equal to 10,000. R is 2% compounded annually. At the end of the first year, the amount will be 10,200. That is 10,000 times 1.02. 1.02 is from 1 plus the rate, that is 2% in decimal 0.02. Now at the end of second year, the principal will be 10,200 times 1.02. For the second conversion, it becomes 10,404. At the end of third year, 10,404 multiplied by 1.02, that will be 10,612.08. Next, at the end of the fourth year, the new value will be multiplied by 1.02, then that is 10,824 and 32 centavos. At the end of the fifth year, our principal is 10,824.32 times 1.02, then that is 11,040 pesos and 81 centavos. Hence, At the end of 5 years, the amount of 10,000 pesos has earned an interest of 1,040 pesos and 81 centavos. Now let us proceed to option B. Again, let P be the time in years. The principal is 10,000 pesos and the rate is still 2%. However, this is given in two portions. 1% after 6 months and the next 1% after another 6 months. So for the first half year, we will have 10,000 times 1.01. That will be 10,100 pesos. 1.01 is 1 plus 1%. 1% is 0.01 in decimal. So at the end of first year, that will be 10,100 times 1.01 and the final amount is 10,201. This compounding of the interest continues every 6 months until the 5th year. So 1.5 year, it will be 10,303 pesos and 1 centavo. At the end of the second year, it will be 10,406 pesos and 4 centavos. 2.5 years, 10,510 pesos and 10 centavos. At the end of the third year, 10,615 pesos and 20 centavos. 3.5 years, 10,721 pesos and 35 centavos. At the end of the fourth year, 10,828 pesos and 56 centavos. 4.5 years, 10,936 pesos and 85 centavos. So at the end of the 5th year, this amount will still be multiplied by 1.01 and the final amount after 5 years is 11,046 pesos and 22 centavos. Hence, for option B, the principal of 10,000 pesos has earned 1,046 pesos and 22 centavos at the end of 5 years. Let us summarize the result. For option A, the principal of 10,000 pesos has become 11,040 pesos and 81 centavos after 5 years. For option B, the final amount is 11,046 pesos and 22 centavos. Option B will give the higher interest after 5 years. If all else is equal, a more frequent compounding will result in a higher interest, which is why option B gives a higher interest than option A. The investment scheme in option B introduces a new concept because interest is compounded twice a year. The conversion period is 6 months and the frequency of conversion is 2. As the investment runs for 5 years, the total number of conversion is 10. The nominal rate is 2% and the rate of interest for each conversion period is 1%. From the previous discussion on the formula for maturity value F, when the principal P is invested at an annual interest rate J compounded annually, is F equals P times the quantity 1 plus J closed quantity raised to T. Because the rate for each conversion period is J equal to I superscript M over M, then in T years, interest is compounded M times T number of times. The following formula is obtained. F is equal to P times the quantity 1 plus I superscript M over M closed quantity raised to M times T. In here, F is the maturity value or the final amount or the future value. P is the principal or the investment. I superscript M is the nominal rate of interest or the annual rate. M is the frequency of conversion. So if the interest is compounded semi-annually, M is equal to 2. If the interest is compounded quarterly, M is equal to 4. And if the interest is compounded bi-monthly, M is equal to 6. And if the interest is compounded monthly, M is equal to 12. T is the term or the time in years. Let us have an example. Find the maturity value and interest if 10,000 pesos is deposited in a bank at 2% compounded quarterly for 5 years. For our solution, let us get all the given information and what is asked in the problem. Given principal is 10,000 pesos. Nominal rate is 2% converted to decimal, that is 0.02. Frequency of conversion, that is 4, because it is mentioned that the interest is compounded quarterly. The term is 5 years. So we are asked to find the maturity value and the compound interest. For our formula, we're going to use the formula for future value, compounding more than once a year. From the formula, we can simply substitute all the given values and solve for the future value. And after getting the future value, we only need to subtract the principal from that amount and get the interest or the compound interest. Let us substitute the values to find F. That will be 10,000 pesos for the principal times the quantity 1 plus 0.02 for the nominal rate over 4 for the frequency of conversion, and then M times T is 4 times 5. If you have a scientific calculator, you can simply put the computation as it is, as long as your calculator is a multiple liner calculator. Let us see. So on your calculator, input 10,000 pesos times the quantity 1 plus the fraction on the numerator is 0.02, and then denominator is 4, close quantity, and then exponent is 4 times 5. After inputting the values, you just press equal sign. So the amount is 11,048 pesos and 96 centavos. Since we are dealing with amount of money, all final answers must be rounded off to 2 decimal places. Now this is the computation when your calculator is a scientific calculator. How are we going to do the computation if your calculator is a single liner calculator? To do that, we're going to solve for the operations inside the parentheses first. So consider that the calculator is a single liner calculator. We solve for 0.02 divided by 4 first. 0.02 divided by 4. And then press equal sign. That will be 0.005. Next, plus 1. Answer, plus 1. Press equal sign. That will be 1.005. Next is exponent raised to 4 times 5. That will be 20. So press the key answer and then the exponent and then 20. Press equal sign. So the answer now is 1.104895577719. If you are doing the calculation for each operation, do not round off in the middle. We only do the rounding off for the final answer. Now we have the value until the exponent multiplied by 10,000. Answer times 10,000. Press equal sign. So we will get the same answer, that is 11,048 pesos and 96 centavos. Next, let us solve for the compound interest, and the formula for that is future value minus principal. So that will be 11,048.96 minus 10,000. So the compound interest is 1,048 pesos and 96 centavos. Let us have example number 2. Chris borrows 50,000 pesos and promises to pay the principal and interest at 12% compounded monthly. How much must he repay after 6 years? So let us get all the given information and the required value in the problem. Given is 50,000 pesos for the principal, 12% for the nominal rate, that will be 0.12. Frequency of conversion is 12. It says monthly in the problem. The term is 6 years and we are required to solve for the future value. So let us use the formula to substitute all the values and find F. That will be 50,000 times the quantity 1 plus 0.12 nominal rate over 12 frequency of conversion raised to 12 times 6, that is N or MT. Solving for the value inside the parentheses and the exponent, we will have F is equal to 50,000 times 1.01 raised to 72. 0.12 divided by 12 is 0.01. Plus 1, that is 1.01. 12 times 6 is 72. So use your calculator to solve 50,000 times 1.01 raised to 72. You will get the future value as equal to 102,354 pesos and 97 centavos. Let us check using our scientific calculator and let us input all the values in the formula as it is shown. So in our calculator, that will be 50,000 times parenthesis 1 plus 0.12 divided by 12 close parenthesis raised to 12 times 6. Press equal sign and we have the same answer, that is 102,354.97. Hence, Chris must pay 102,354 pesos and 97 centavos after 6 years. This time, let us have present value at compound interest. So derived from the formula for future value, dividing both sides by quantity 1 plus I superscript m over m close quantity raised to mp, we will get the formula for the present value, that is equal to f divided by parenthesis 1 plus I superscript m over m close parenthesis raised to mp. The description for each variable in this formula will be the same as that of the formula for future value. Let us recall. F is maturity value, P is principal, I superscript m is the nominal rate of interest or the annual rate, m is the frequency of conversion, and t is the term or the time in years. Let us have an example on this one. Number 3. Find the present value of 50,000 pesos due in 4 years if money is invested at 12% compounded semi-annually. So for our solution, let us all get the given information. F, this time it's the future value that is given, 50,000 pesos. Nominal rate is 12% or 0.12 in decimal. Frequency of conversion is 2, that is compounded semi-annually. The term is 4 years, and we will be solving for the principal. Using the formula, all we need is to substitute all the values and then use our calculator to solve for the principal amount or the present value. Hence, that will be P is equal to 50,000 divided by the quantity 1 plus 0.12 over 2 close quantity 2 times 4. Solving for the value inside the parentheses in the denominator, 0.12 divided by 2 is 0.06 plus 1, that will be 1.06. In the exponent, 2 times 4, that will be 8. And then we can solve this using our calculator. 50,000 divided by 1.06 raised to 8. And we will get P is equal to 31,370 pesos and 62 centavos. Let us show the computation using a scientific calculator. So we have P is equal to a fraction. In the numerator, it's 50,000 divided by parenthesis 1 plus 0.12, another fraction, divided by 2, close parenthesis, raised to 2 times 4. The answer is 31,370 pesos and 62 centavos. Hence, the present value is 31,370 pesos and 62 centavos. At this point, let us have practice exercises. In the practice exercises, you will be given 15 seconds to solve the problem. You may pause the video while solving, and then after 15 seconds, you may play again to check whether your answer is correct. Again, you may use your calculator for the computation and round off your answer to 2 decimal places. Let us begin with practice exercise number 1. Find the maturity value and interest if 100,000 pesos is borrowed from a bank at 7% compounded quarterly for 3 years. Go! Time is up. Let us show the answer. So the given information are P equals 100,000 pesos. Nominal rate is 0.07. Frequency of conversion is 4. The term is 3 years, and we're solving for future value and the compound interest. Substituting the values for the formula, we have 100,000 times the quantity 1 plus 0.07 divided by 4 plus quantity raised to 4 times 3. And that will be 123,143 pesos and 93 centavos. For the compound interest, we subtract 100,000 pesos from the future value. That will be 23,143.93. Let us have practice exercise number 2. Find the present value and interest of 250,000 pesos due in 5 years if money is invested at 9% compounded semi-annually. Go. Time is up. Let us see the answer. So the given information are future value 250,000 pesos, nominal rate is 0.09, frequency of conversion is 2, term is 5 years. We're looking for the principal and the compound interest. Using the formula, we substitute the values. We have 250,000 over 1 plus 0.09 over 2 raised to 2 times 5. Solving for the values inside the parentheses, 0.09 divided by 2 is 0.045. Plus 1, that will be 1.045. Then in the exponent, 2 times 5, that is 10. So we can use our calculator to solve for this value. Then that will be the principal 160,981 pesos and 92 centavos. To solve for the compound interest, that will be 250,000 minus 160,981.92. So the compound interest is 89,018 pesos and 8 centavos. For the exercises on this topic, exercises may be downloaded from the link given on the description of the video. That will be all. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more math lessons.